I'll say that my background is marine science. I've done a whole lot of marine habitat mapping. I've done fisheries type work. So where I sit on this thing is at the point where material is being thrown into the ocean. So I'll reiterate what was said earlier before I lost the connection, and that was that we continue to think of the ocean as a dumping point that will absorb everything we can throw at it. This has been proven to be not the case, but I don't think that it has been listened to well enough. There's this, and again, maybe this was said earlier, but I missed out some of it. There's this notion of the tragedy of the commons, where essentially there are places or things that we can do that don't cost us any sort of financial or personal, either money or whatever it is, to dispose of or use. And the ocean is that big commons where, at the moment, we can dispose of our unwanted waste. Now, from a marine ecosystem point of view, because of climate change and all those things that are going on, those systems are horrendously, or going to be horrendously, more stressed over time. And wherever we have these processes where we're going to dispose of waste, no matter what quantity they are, they're adding more to an already stressed system. And that in itself is the big problem. I'm in Southwest Victoria. We have a very high energetic coastline, but hopefully not stepping out of line. Our water authority feels that because we have a high energetic coastline, we don't really need to treat that much. Australia's coastline is vast. So you've got places like West Australia where you've got areas of extensive sand where you're going to have a different sets of biological imperatives that we would have to deal with when we discard material, whatever it is. In Victoria, we have a different set. For example, we have large kelp forests. Now, those kelp forests are already hugely stressed by climate change, particularly temperature. But you start throwing extra things at it, then things start falling over. And you start getting cascading effects. So losing kelp means you lose reproductive habitat for fish, you lose habitat for invertebrates. The whole system switches to a different state, which we may like, we may not like. But our ability to rehabilitate it is very, very questionable. The thing that struck me listening to a lot of what's being said is that in the marine environment, when we are discarding things, the level of research that goes into the fate of the things that are going in there and the consequences to ecosystems are not being followed through properly.
30 seconds.
So we have a long way to go for us to understand what is happening. And until we know that, we're not going to be able to deal with the marine consequences properly. Just remember, Western Australia, you've got sand, rock, around the southwest coast, more rock, different types of habitat, short continental shelves. You get to Victoria, short high energy, lots of interesting things, huge biotic diversity. You go up to the Queensland, you've got coral reefs. All of these things have different sensitivities. And if we're going to put things in the oceans, we have to get a much better understanding of what those consequences are. And in my view, we don't have that yet. Thank you.